Hello, Divraj. I'm not sure if I. Oh, hello, Divraj. So I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly. So you're a student in Grenoble Business School, École de Management, right? Can you say a little about your university path? What are you aiming for?
Uh, so I recently in September I started my bachelor's degree in international business in Grenoble Ecole De Management. Um, I actually chose this university because it was very reputed when it comes to ranking in France, and I found it a very best place for understanding business because it's actually located in the world center, the business world center of France. So I wanted to make more connections, and I found this place to be the best. Also, it's near to the mountains, and I'm a nature lover person, so I love this. That's why I choose this university.
That sounds nice. So, what do you plan on doing after your studies, after your degrees are completed?
I feel during my studies, I want to do internship and I want to study. I want to do job. Sorry, I want to do some kind of part-time job so that I can get experience, and then I want to start my own business. And I want to collaborate with the people I will be connected with during this process. That's what my plan is.
Okay, nice. So, have you prepared some questions?
Yes, I did. Okay, so if you have to describe yourself in few words, what would it be? Like, I want to get to know you better before getting to know your work, that I could relate how it's related.
Myself personally,
Yes.
I don't know. That's very difficult. I have no idea. I would say probably original, but that's not very original. So uh, I don't know. Like I don't especially try to describe myself. I just do what I love to do. I try to help others doing the same on their way, and if possible, collaborate together. And like that's basically it.
Okay, so like how did it all started? Like what came into your mind and how did this whole journey started? Like did you thought about making an online business or like at what age did you thought about doing it?
Yeah, actually, I always kind of thought about it. Like when I was in not in high school, in university already, we had some um, uh, business creation courses. So I already thought about it, but I never really started. And I had actually, it's my third career. I had one career in IT development, web, one career in business consulting, and now my third career in with my own business. So it started at the beginning when I was switching between my first and my second career. I created my online CV to look for a job. I found a job as a business consultant. During this job, at some point, one of my patients is traveling. During one travel, I met a digital publisher that showed me how it is possible actually to make money with websites, with content websites. So I turned my blog into a business, my online CV into a business blog. So at that time, I was still having a full-time job. After a few years, so after this, I left my corporate job. I started to work full-time on my blog. I opened other websites. I created more content and everything. And now, a year ago, I opened my company here in Poland. I live in Warsaw, Poland, at the moment, and yeah, now it's my full-time occupation. It wasn't really planned. It's more like opportunities, like everything in my career. I never planned to be an expatriate, to be an international business consultant, to do this kind of thing. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think this a question might be a little bit weird, but do you think you need a degree to start a business?
No, no, you don't need a degree to do anything, but it's better.
Okay, it's like the knowledge that you get.
Exactly. It's better to have some knowledge, to have some background, and especially it's better in case it doesn't work out, which is most likely will happen. You have to be open to it. Like me, first between my first and second career, I tried to work as freelancer. I did not work out. Uh, I tried a lot of things. A lot of the things I tried didn't work. A few worked out, and I managed to well, that's kind of my strategy. Like I try a lot of things. A lot of them don't work at all, so I just stop doing them. And the few that work out, if it worked once, it can work 10, 100, 1,000 times, and I just repeat the process kind of. But for sure, there are always some things that don't work out. And if you have university degrees, if you have a real background, you can always land another job. You can you have other opportunities and yeah, and being in the street. I mean,
Okay, so what exactly is YB.Digital and what exactly does it do?
my company.
Yes.
So my company basically does digital marketing for my content. So personally, I love creating content. I try to create some unique content, mostly educational, sometimes fun, like I just did in my garden under the snow video in a swimsuit. All my neighbors loved it, I'm sure. But just an example, I try to create some unique online content. Most of it is educational, and my company actually manages this content. So, for example, I have one SEO expert that works full time with me to update my content, my articles, blog articles. I have one social media manager, also full time, that manages my corporate social media, not my personal ones, but my business social media. And so, yeah, that's what my company do: digital marketing. So both monetization of my media, so my websites, my YouTube channels, and my social media and everything else, and affiliate marketing with my partners, for which I promote brands and I their brands, and I bring them some customers. And yeah, and I also do content collaboration, so with partners that are paying me to publish their content or to work on content with them. So that's the main activity. And also I also create a business online courses, mostly around my core skills, so supply chain management, procurement, yeah, this kind of thing. And yeah, so my company also handles the finances related to my business courses.
Okay, so since you said that you have a self-development content management team, so like how big of a team do you have to manage all of these things? Because you have 20 plus websites in different sectors. So how big of a team do you have to manage all of this?
You mean my collaborators? What do you mean? I didn't
Yes,
understand the question. My collaborators?
sorry. Yes, like how big of a team do you have that manages all the websites?
How often what?
Sorry, I meant how big of a team do you have that
Uh,
manages all your business?
I have two full-time resources, and I worked with freelancers. I have more or less one FTE with freelancers, one full-time equivalent with various freelancers, mostly authors, blog post authors.
Okay, okay. So since you have like an online business, so do you think in the coming future, technology and online business will be the will be the only way of doing business, or
No,
it's
not
like the
at all.
most powerful way?
No, not at all. Not
Okay,
at all.
okay,
No, no. But it's a nice addition. It's a good. It's like, for example, yesterday actually I visited a friend that has a shop here in Warsaw. He's selling natural products, and he's soon we will collaborate on his digital channel. But for now, he's only selling physically in his shop, and he has a small e-commerce, but he doesn't develop it, and only people that know him can find him. And if any kind of business, even like his, wants to develop, to expand, like digital channel is what they have to consider, and that's where, for example, people like me, content creators, influencers, digital marketers can help businesses to expand, but it's complementary. Was it clear?
Mhm. Okay, so you think that traditional business and online business is one and the same thing. It's not that much of a difference.
It's complementary. It's totally different, but it's complementary. It's like we need everything in the business ecosystem. It's not
Okay.
one without the
So do
other.
you think? Oh, okay. Okay. So do you think in the future the IT industry, getting into the IT industry business is much more advantage? It's beneficial?
Well, in the future, I don't know. Like right now, it's a good time. In the future, we will see, because we saw a big switch from physical to digital, yeah, actually in the last decade, and now it's done already. So we don't know yet what will be the next decades to come, but it might not be so much digital anymore. We will see. We don't know. I don't know. Right now, the
Okay.
trend is still going up for digitalization, but it's already ongoing. All companies, like corporation, big corporation, already started the switch, the mindset switch, especially. So, well, I personally cannot read the future, but we will see.
Okay. So what is your supreme goal? What is your supreme goal, or like what do you want to become, or what do you want your company to become in the next 5 years? What do you see like a future of your company?
In the future, well, it's very simple. First of all, I want, on a personal level, to which I already achieved, like to of course be able to live, so to pay for my own bills. I want to help others to succeed. So that's what I'm doing with my collaborators. I help them set up also their own business and stuff like that. And I want to help as many people as possible. And in the next 5 years, I want to switch also from active kind of mentoring to more passive mentoring, and help more like switch to helping NGOs or stuff like that, like making the world a better place. So that's already what I'm working on with my main partner. I work with a technology partner that optimizes my website and monetizes my website. So we're already working on trying to help charities with our businesses. So either by offering free advertisement space on our website for charities, by offering the ability for publishers like me to give tax-free donations to charities through the platform. So before we get the money, so before we even pay the tax on the money we get, to share this money with charities, and this kind of thing we're already putting in place, and that's what we're working on. It's just the beginning. There are, of course, a lot of new things to come up, but we don't know yet, and we'll see. But that's where I want to head in the next 5 years, yeah, to making the world a better place. So far, I do it with my educational content. I try to help as many people as possible by translating also my content. I make sure that some knowledge that I have, maybe it's not rocket science, but at least I make it accessible to the most people possible, regardless of their language and their location, and for free. That's the most important. Yeah, so that's where I want to head.
Okay. Okay, so it's like my personal question. Like you have been nominated as one of the 35 independent best publisher of the year 2021 and the finished runner-up. So how did you felt about it? You felt like you achieved something, or it's like a motivation that yes, I want to do something more.
Well, actually, first of all, I felt very kind of disappointed that I didn't win, but that's like, no, no, it was amazing, first of all, to be elected, but just to be selected in the 35 best by my technology partner Ezoic in collaboration with Google. So it was great to be just selected. Then there was a vote, and I like activated my network. I tried to get as many votes as possible, but I couldn't compete with some huge YouTubers, for example, that were in competition, because I don't have that much followers. I have an audience, but not followers. So that's a big difference. And but it was nice. Like it was a big like. Big reward. Like it's not about money or anything, but recognition of the work done in the past year, especially, yeah, because and yeah, so it's just nice, something to put on my my business card, and that felt pretty good for sure. But like the work continues. It's just the start. So we'll see what's next.
Okay, nice. So do you think being culturally open expands your business?
Being culturally open.
Yes, ready to
Yeah.
accept or ready to learn new languages, ready to adapt yourself within other people, like traveling and getting to know the world. And you think that helped you expand this?
Of course, like well, me personally, I speak 5 languages. I've been in 55 countries. I've been on a year-long solo world tour, things like that. And my collaborators are everywhere. Like my SEO expert is in Ukraine. She's trying to work despite the electricity cuts and the war and the bombs and everything. My social media manager is in Armenia. Well, her country is also at war on some borders, but where she lives, it's fine. Um, when I work with writers online, like, well, most of the time, I mean, it doesn't matter where they come from. Like, I don't choose where they come from, but they're from everywhere, from the US, from I don't know, India, from Mexico. Well, mostly countries with kind of good English speaking base, because I work in English, but uh, yeah, like of course it's important. And like I mentioned before, at least the content I produce, I try to make it accessible to the most. And I think that from my collaborators, at least, it's also important to be culturally open-minded. Yeah.
Okay. So this is also one of my personal questions. So what does it take to get internship or employment as a bachelor student? What do you think?
As a what?
What does it take to get an internship or a part-time job as a bachelor student?
As a bachelor student.
Yes.
Mm. Well, first of all, skills, I guess. Um, because actually, like, for example, me, when I did my bachelor's degree, I did it in a French army. And I mean, at this stage, they take you for, they hire you, or they take you for specific set of skills. Yeah, they want you to perform one mission because you have the skills for this mission, and that's the initial goal. Yeah.
Okay, so you mean it's the skill that hires you. It's not the age or it's not the degree you have, it's the skill that you can provide in the mission.
Also, but like when you are just fresh out of university, what I think what recruiters, employers are looking for is some exact skills for an exact mission. And if you want to increase your chances of getting hired somewhere, you have to propose something and to show what you can bring to any workplace.
Okay. So since like I feel every country or every culture have their different way of working in an environment. So do you think it affects the organization in general?
How come?
Like there are different cultures, their way of working is very different. Some they like to create a personal connection and then they work. Some they want to work and they want to keep it to the point. That's it. And some it's like a different way of working. Do you think that affects the group or do you think it's okay?
Yeah, but this depends on the organization, the workplace, the location, the coworkers, on many things. There's no general rule. But the best again is to be adaptable, to be open-minded. Like for example, me when I was working as an international project manager, like I was I don't know one day in South Africa, the next day in Stockholm, the next day in Milan for the same project. Like every day with different people, with different needs, different ways of reacting uh, to everything that's happening. Uh, the most important is to to be to be open-minded, to try to understand their way of working, of behaving, and to adapt. In any case, whoever you are, whatever you do, your whole life, you will have to adapt. Like there's no, I start to do this one thing and it doesn't change for the other of my life. That doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, so if you have to give me some advice, what would it be? Any advice to learn from your journey? Like if you would have known this 5 years or 10 years back, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be somewhere else.
My advice to me,
Yes, to yourself.
if I could, of course, go back to, if I could meet me when I was in my first year of or second year of associate's degree or bachelor's degree, it's the same. Uh, when I was in business creation course, I had some business creation idea. I did not have the, maybe not the guts, but not the, I did not try to actually make it happen. I was waiting to have a a real project. I was not sure of what I can do, of what will happen, and what if it doesn't work, and all these questions. And the in reality, it doesn't matter. The most important is to try. It doesn't matter if you fail. Doesn't matter if it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if it's hard. Of course, it will be hard. Nothing is easy. But the easiest thing is to give up. And I would have started earlier, actually. Probably I would do the same as I do now without knowing. Like, I don't know, but the earlier you start, the more chances you have to succeed. The longer you stay in the game, in whatever game you are playing, the more chances you have to succeed, to find what doesn't work, and especially to find what works.
Okay, so what kept you moving till now? Is there some kind of thing you have, like, I want to do this? What kept you moving through this whole journey?
Sorry,
It's
what?
like it was like a goal, like what kept you moving?
Can you repeat? My neighbors are in the corridor and they make a lot of noise. I
Ah,
can barely
oh,
hear you.
sorry. What kept you moving?
Just actually, it's my passion. What I am doing now, at least. I am doing
So
what I
you are
enjoy. I'm
happy.
doing what I like. So it doesn't really matter if it doesn't work because it's what I like to do. I enjoy doing. So as I mentioned before, a lot of what I do doesn't work. A lot of the articles I publish doesn't work. The videos on which I spend the most time are the ones making the least money. And sometimes I make very boring articles like how to fix this issue on your mobile phone. And it's one of my most successful articles. But yeah, so you don't know. You don't know what will work or not, but for sure you will not find out if you don't try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that's it for me. Like, I have got to know so much. Like, I didn't knew. Actually, I had a lot of questions about online business because I myself am working on few websites. Like, I recently started my own news and media website. I started in last year when I graduated, or when I did my high school, because I wanted to enter into the business industry. And I found like getting to know online business is one of the ways of entering it. You know what to expect and what not to expect. Because I think entering into online business is cheaper than entering into like a traditional business. And I feel in the coming future, I traditional business will always be there, because if there's no traditional business, there's no online business. So online business will be there. But I feel online business, the coming generation, they are much more into technology. So they would be much more involved with online. So I wanted to get knowledge about online business. That's why I entered into the online thing. So I have my website which I'm working on. I have few writers, I have few freelance writers, right? I have few engineers who work on it, who created the website, who do everything. They just like it's like every day it's learning. I learn a lot. Like every day there are so many things. I'm not a technology person, honestly. I used to be not. But now I like it's so amazing to learn about technology. It's so amazing. Like I didn't even knew how to use Excel on a laptop when I was back in high school. But now I know a lot about things. I know how to make things. I know how to make videos. I know how to write. I know how to do everything, because that's now a part of my, honestly, because I'm the person who created it. And secondly, I'm working on a project. It's called the Community Mars. It's actually an online educational platform for students. So I'm working on that. I've created an app for it as well, but I'm working on it because I think I need to do a lot of things, and I don't want to launch it right now because I think already a lot of big industries are there right now for that. I don't want to go into right now, but I will go into maybe, I feel in 4 years or maybe 2 years, 4 3 years, I'll go into that industry when I have the resources.
Okay. Your
Yes,
microphone sound is not so good. So just for the interview. Okay, so
yes,
thanks a lot for your questions.
yes. Thank you.
It was nice to have a chat with you,
Yeah, me
and,
too. It was nice to get to know you.
I wish you all the best for your studies.
Yeah, thank you so much.